and a welcome in or a welcome back. It's a Monkey Mar. Before we get into today's video, please make sure you click that subscribe button, the like, and the bell for notifications. Hey guys, I am going to touch on a few things on the Summer Wells case, but first let me say that I am not going to touch on Summer Wells' case much longer after this video, because after watching other creators completely dissect this family, talking about a 15-year-old boy with his name, Don's sister. Now, don't get me wrong, these stories could be true. But the way that they just come out on the media, social media, and put this information out about what Don did when he was 10, and then the neighbor saying that the boy's mother is who I'm talking about, saying that, the dissection of this poor little girl and what they are doing to the family is disgusting. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. Even if this turns out to be true, your guys' speculation and how you talk about the family and this 15-year-old juvenile that you have blurted his name across social media with your speculations, you guys really, I wish YouTube would take you guys down for what you're doing. Not only are you jeopardizing the case, but you are, I don't even have the word for it. But the picture of the baby in the car seat with her head against the milk, the dissection of that picture that maybe she has passed and they're using a filter, is absolutely mind-blowing. That people out there say this crap and people out there sit there and listen. Do you think that these people have not spoken to one of the 106 agencies that are trying to find Summer? And to sit there and throw everything out in public the way they're doing, false, not false, true, not true, I don't care. This stuff should be remained behind the scenes and with the proper authorities. And the ones that sit there like vultures dissecting all of this little bit of information and speculating what's going to happen and speculating the lake wasn't searched and go back and get the bag, there's probably a receipt in there. I can't and I won't be a part of it, but I am going to finish up on what I promised I was going to do. I am going to look into the deeds on their house, and then I am going to touch on the comments from my last poll. And with that, guys, let's get into it. So I am actually listening to Unmasked's interview with Alison, the mother of the 15-year-old, and her friend, I think. And the first thing that caught my eye, or my attention, was one of the first things out of Alison's mouth was, well, you don't choose a friendship if their house is dirty. First of all, that wasn't even, guys, this is just, why am I even touching on this? I don't know, but I want to know who Alison is. I want to know who his father is and what kind of background they have, because I am not into the gossip. I am not into the speculation. I just, I hear a lot of jealousy over this Jose man. But all of that is speculation. This is someone who's talking. Are they mad? Are they protecting their son? We don't know, but to listen to, that's why I need to call it quits on the Summer Wells case until there are facts out there from law enforcement and not facts out there from people that do not believe that Chris Watts worked alone, because I think he worked alone, but that's my opinion. So let's go have a look who Alison is. I mean, she put herself out here, right? And it's a free world. Let's go see who she is. I'll tell you guys, I am glad I waited. I went and watched a J for Justice podcast with Don Wells. It was earlier this afternoon, and it's funny. His story about the polygraph test and Alison's story about the polygraph test, and how Don barely even knew Allie's name when she was mentioned, and the part where they asked, what do you think Don would have done if he found out Candace hurt Summer? And then you hear the friend in the background answering for her, and then she answers. So basically, this boils down to, who do you believe? Do you believe her friend, who is the mother of the 15-year-old, who was mad at her over some Jose guy situation? Because Don says that's not the reason why they're no longer friends. So I am going to drop J for Justice's link, and I'm going to drop Unmasked link down below. I am sure most of you know who they are, but let's listen to Allison's take on the polygraphs, and let's listen to Don's take on the polygraph.
They both took polygraph tests.
Well, they've said they took polygraph tests, and they have said that they have passed, but...
All right, guys, here we go. So really listen to the story that comes out of Allison's mouth. Is it true? I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's false. But just listen.
We have not heard a confirmation from law enforcement on that.
If she passed the polygraph, why did she call your son in the cop car stating, I failed a polygraph test?
Okay, so as you hear her friend in the background correct herself right there, I tell you, I could dissect these videos for hours. She says she failed the drug polygraph test. I mean, she's not even getting it right with what test she took. I don't know, guys. I am seeing inconsistencies across the board, and at the end of the day, this is about Summer. Let's finish listening to Allison, and I'm going to start calling her Lip Flapper.
I have to go take another one. I'm going to the police station.
To take another one, or?
Yeah, because she failed.
Yes, to take another one.
So she called
the next day after they questioned Hunter, she showed up here, her and her mother, to question Hunter on what they said, which is illegal.
Wow.
Well, that's interesting. So she was on her way to the police station to take her second polygraph?
Yes.
All right, let me pause it right here because, another reason why I'm going to lay off of this case is because I am so aggravated. I sit here and watch this chat thinking to myself, this is the problem. This is the problem because you've got this woman who says she is mad at Candace because of the Jose situation. And then you've got her friend just in that background, just flapping those lips, basically telling her what, in my opinion, is what to say. Because there's a part further down in this video to where she mentions, what do you think Don would do if he found out Candace did something to Summer? And then Allison's kind of like not going to say anything. You hear Louise. I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to play it. But let's just finish this part on the polygraph test.
Because she failed the first one.
And she called your son to tell him that.
Yep.
While he was at work.
While he was at work.
Because he called us at work wanting to know what he's supposed to do.
If you can't answer this, I understand, but what do you guys think happened that day?
All right. So basically, she called the boy at work and she wanted to know what he said because she failed the polygraph and she was going back to take a second one. Now let's go over and listen to what Dawn said today about the polygraph test.
And I want to go back to just real quick, I'm going to let you go in just a minute because I know you're busy with your family. But I just wanted to ask about the polygraphs because we didn't talk about that yet.
Right.
So you and Candace both took polygraphs. Just one?
Yeah. Well, I hadn't slept for like 2 days, couldn't sleep. And so when I got around to doing my polygraph, which I agreed to do, I kept falling asleep, so I couldn't. They told me to go home, get some sleep. So I went home and I tried my best to get sleep.
Yeah.
So the next day I took it and passed. And then they got Candace in there, and her nerves and everything's so bad, she just couldn't do it at all. So they gave her like 4 or 5 days to come back and do her polygraph test, and she passed.
So you guys you had to come back because you weren't feeling well, you were falling asleep. Obviously they're not going to get an accurate result. So I wouldn't really call that you completed one. You really completed just one, not two.
Well, I couldn't complete the one,
Right,
So I completed the second one, yes.
So you were nodding off during it because you were
Right. Yes, that's right.
So people have said that she failed one, that Candace failed one and then took a second.
No, it's just that she couldn't, like, she didn't fail it, she just couldn't do it. She's just so upset, you know.
Yeah.
Some of them questions, you know, that they ask you just brings back, you know, first, if you can get somewhere off your mind for just 2 seconds, which is impossible, but some questions, you know, bring it all back and you lose it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, would you hurt? Have you done something with your little girl, or you know what? Just just questions. You know, they have to ask. You know, did you hurt your little girl or whatever? But
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
So you guys both were told that you passed them.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, guys. So she is telling one story, Dawn is telling the other. So you have to ask yourself, who do you believe? And let me see if I can find the two parts of when Dawn barely remembers who Alison is. I mean, like, he doesn't even really know her name, and he's got to think of it, and he comes out with an Allie, I think. And I'm going to attach this link down below so you guys can check it out. But there is so much people, really. I mean, at the end of the day, if this family had nothing to do with Summer's disappearance, then you guys are really going to be ashamed of yourself. It's kind of like the same thing with the Cash Cronin case, how there were people out the window and Monica sat staring up. Yeah, I can't do it with some of these people, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. So, Sheila lady in the background, let's go back and listen to this one part where she basically tells Alison what to say. See if I can find it quick. Okay, let's listen to this part. And I keep calling her Leslie the lip flapper. And I'm not being mean, but is she talking to Alison or is she talking to Leslie? Let's listen to this part.
That's kind of hard to say.
Okay.
Because to me, I would think I think he'd beat the shit out of Candace.
If
Like
he
I
knew
said, that
something
was
had
his
happened.
princess.
Okay. I don't know them, and that was kind of my thought too. So
Now, would it be normal for Summer? Does she ever go into the woods? Because I know Candace had said that there's bears and there's snakes. She doesn't go in there. She wouldn't wander
Nope,
off.
that little girl would never leave that front. Definitely.
okay. Let me see. There's a lot of stuff happening on YouTube currently with some of Dawn's relatives that have come forward with some stories about Dawn's history. Did you ever suspect or believe that there was any type of inappropriate actions or inappropriate things happening with any of the children on Dawn's side?
Well, Donnie did come out and say that he has been to prison. He never told me what for. But another reason why I fell out of that whole situation was because Candace's boys were acting funny. Like, it came across one day in the store that one of her kids said another one of them touched him. And I'm like,
I am sorry, guys. I am not buying this. I am not buying the fact that they would come out onto a public platform and discuss something as personal as this. And his sister and Dawn's niece. That is something you keep private. You talk to the authorities. You let them know what's going on. But to blast that on social media, I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me. Let's listen to good old Alison.
did you ask him? I said, did you sit down and have a talk with him? She said, no, we will when we get home. So, I wouldn't put it past it.
Wow. I wouldn't put it past him.
Fortunate. Okay.
And there has been multiple CPS reports made. My mother's made a couple.
CPS calls and my mother's made a couple. Yeah. That doesn't sit well with me. At all. At all.
Here's one question from the chat. Do you know if Candace was drinking that day at the swimming hole?
I do not.
Okay.
I would like to know.
Do you, if something happened with Candace, I'm so sorry, my throat is still a mess. If something happened with Candace and Summer, do you believe that Dawn would cover the situation?
Okay, here's the question. I love these unmasked girls. Let's listen to her and the little Leslie sidekick.
For Candace, like, would that be something that you, in your opinion, he would do?
That's kind of hard to say.
Okay.
Because to me, I would think I think he'd beat the shit out of Candace. Like I said, that was his princess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know them, and that was kind of my thought too. So.
All right. So they feel that Dawn would have beat the crap out of Candace if she did something to Summer. Now, in my personal opinion, it looks like Candace could definitely hold her own, but something with this is just not sitting well with me. That is why, guys, I am going to back away, because even reading the chats on the side of this triggers me. And then some of the YouTubers already dropped videos, and let me just touch on one that this is why problems start. The title is, and I actually liked this channel until this. Candace Bly failed polygraph number 1, jealous of Summer Wells' attention from Dawn. Secret 2 hours. So, you guys could make your views, and you can make your money off of a little 5-year-old girl who's missing and speculate all of these horrible things against this family. But I am not going to be a part of it. Let me see how much time I have left, because honestly, I may not even touch on the comments on the poll. I may just go ahead and touch on what the outcome was. So let's go have a look. So after hearing Candace Bly Wells and Dawn Wells' public camera interview, do you think they are telling the truth, or do they know where Summer Wells is? Let's see. 527 votes, 13% Candace knows, 1% Dawn knows, 72% they both know. If different, put below in the comments. I've got 73 comments. So I will go ahead and touch on these. You know, I just don't have the time to touch on these tonight, but I'm going to go through them and touch back on them. I was going to go live on the Summer Wells case and talk about a few scenarios and what people think is going on, but this right here completely ruined it for me. I will not be a part of the speculation. Even if Don did what his sister and niece are claiming he did, shame on him, but I do not believe that should be on a public platform, because if it is not the case and someone's lying, either Alison is lying or Dawn is lying. The question is, who is lying? I'm not an expert. I am not going to speculate on that. I just have a really bad feeling off of his mother and her friend. Something is just not. It's almost like a revenge interview, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Guys, my brain hurts from all of this speculation. So I finished listening to Unmasked. I absolutely love their channel. So Alison, the 15-year-old's mother, I believe part of what she's saying, and I believe other parts that she is saying due to the fact that she is upset with Candace over the Jose. But she stated that her son came home at about 2:30, and he said that Candace gave him supposedly one hard lemonade, something about buying him some vapes that had nicotine in them, and Summer slipped on a rock. She was underwater for about 40 seconds, and he grabbed her and pulled her out. On the way home, she fell asleep. She was tired from playing, and he has a girlfriend, and the fact that the rumor about him and Candace dating is absolutely a rumor, that he has a girlfriend that he is very into. And let's see what else. To this, it's just, I don't understand how they are allowed to speak out like this when this is an open investigation. I don't think that Alison likes Candace anymore, and the fact that Jose was with her and then Don was in Utah, and that's when she dropped the DV charges, and then he came back from Utah and Jose was still there. I'm going to see if I can find out who this Jose is, because I'm curious. But other than all of that, let's get back into the latest update on Summer. So crews continue searching for 5-year-old Summer Wells 17 days after she is reported missing. So let's go ahead and check out this video. Alright guys, I am going to call it a night on this video, and I am going to take in everything that I've heard from all of these interviews with Unmasked and a J for Justice in. So with that guys, it is a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike, whichever you prefer, and subscribe. Everyone have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.